Good morning, everyone. This is Steve with Real Progressives, and I really do despise having to do a second version of something that I've done previously. But I realize that the way the Facebook algorithms work, being able to get one of these messages out to the people, it may take a couple opportunities to try and walk through it, since we don't seem to be able to get everybody on board at the same time, and it's very difficult to get people to watch these things on reruns. But the question keeps coming up: what do you want, Trump? You want Trump? That is the recurring narrative that this page continually gets bombarded. Sorry about that. The answer that we come back with is no. We really don't want Donald Trump. We really don't want him at all. But we're very, very concerned with the idea of a Hillary Clinton presidency where she's able to seat all her best friends who keep her confidences in every one of the state houses, in every one of the different deputates and different heads of departments, and in the FBI, in the CIA, in the Federal Reserve, in the Treasury, in the Department of Defense. You know, you go through this whole laundry list of places that you have to ask yourself, what does America look like completely filled with Clinton surrogates at every level of government? What does it look like in a U.S. day one of a Clinton presidency? And every time you think about the lying and the cheating that went on during this election, and every time you think about what happens with just us, just regular people, us lefties, us center-left people, us middle-of-the-road people even, what you get is a large swath of people that just vote blue. So think about that for a minute. They are, they're lefties with us if we're not in power, but the minute we're in power, they are blue, period. And that's all they do, is they vote blue and they support blue. So when you're looking at a war coming down the pipe, if Hillary wants to take us to war, ask yourself, are those vote blue people taking to the streets against Hillary Clinton for war? If your answer is no, that's a problem. If Hillary decides to sign something that allows additional fracking, or somehow or another puts fracking further on the map, are those people, those vote blue people, going to take to the streets against a sitting vote blue president? Ask yourself that. Always ask yourself that question. Will you be expecting to see them protesting against Madam President? If the answer is no, then you ask yourself the next question. Would those same people take to the streets if Donald Trump said, I'm going to war? If those same people would take to the streets against Donald Trump taking us to war, then you have to ask yourself, in which way is the left more united? Is the left more united with Hillary taking us to war? Or would the left be more united if Donald Trump tried to take us to war? I'm just asking the questions. I'm not even going to give you the answers. I'm just asking questions. Now, if we support Jill Stein, the full Monty, all of us that are lefties, actually support the people that support what we believe in, then we actually have a chance at this election. And let's say we don't have enough people to elect Jill Stein. We have enough people, if we can get people to wake up, to prevent Hillary Clinton And by doing that, we prevent a lot of bloodshed. We prevent a lot of clandestine, behind the doors, low down dealing that occurs when you have someone like Hillary Clinton installing all her people, the John Podestas of the world, the Sidney Blumenthals, all those people that you've grown to love and hate would be in all the power levers of government. You really need to think about this. There is no united left with Hillary Clinton in White House, period. There is absolutely no united left with Hillary Clinton in the White House. If you are aware of the fact that we as lefties divide heavily, why would you in any way, shape, or form suggest that would be the right way to go? You need to think about this. Now, the Supreme Court, let's talk about the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court is obviously of paramount importance. A president is not able to simply, will someone to the bench. That's not how this works. There's an entire process that goes on to get a sitting justice. Look at Merrick Garland, for example. There's a reason Merrick Garland is not sitting on the bench yet. It's because there's opposition. As long as there's opposition, you can put things on halt. You can stop them dead in their tracks. Instead of having fake, catered gun sit-ins, you could have real, legitimate blocking of any Supreme Court justice, blocking of any war, blocking of any bad bill, period. And it would wake up progressives. So there's only two choices I see that are in any way, shape, or form palatable to myself. Number one, that Jill Stein get elected. Since Bernie Sanders is no longer an active candidate for presidency, there's no point in even talking about that. There's not. And the other one is asking yourself the question, who does the left unite? Do they unite supporting Clinton? Or do they unite against Donald Trump? I assure you, I will never support Hillary Clinton. So that only leaves a couple options, right? That only leaves a couple options. And you need to really, really think about that. What does 4 years without having a shot at primarying Hillary Clinton in 2020, because the Dems will not primary their own, what does it look like to have 8 years of a Clinton presidency? And that's what you're looking at. Make no mistake about it. There is no progressive candidate in 2020. Because if we don't get the Green Party where it needs to be, it won't even be able to challenge the Democrats in 2020. And that's a serious issue, folks. If you care about really making progress, you can't just say, oh my God, I'm scared of Donald Trump. That is completely antithetical to anything intellectual, anything smart. There's no merit in beating that dead horse. There's zero merit in that. So what are you going to do to make progress happen? Every single Clinton thing that she does will be defended by the vote blues. Period. Full stop. They will not in any way, shape, or form critique their own. So you wipe out half of the quote-unquote resistance just knowing vote blues, never criticize blues. Think about that, please. Please, please, please think about what I'm saying. Don't let your reflex spaz you out. Think very, very clearly about what I'm saying. If the vote blues defend blue at all costs, The war machine will churn hard, and it won't have any opposition. And they will literally get to that point of saying, hey, you know, it's a well thought out plan. Can you imagine if Trump would be doing it? You'll hear that over and over. But they will still be killing people in your name because you voted for it. You supported it. Those deaths are on you if you do that. Do you understand? This is a plea to you to wake up and realize that if you vote for Clinton, even in a defensive move, even if you think you're preventing Trump, you're splitting our movement in half. Because none of us with a brain will support Clinton's Republican ideology or Republican plans. Anything that you think that she's saying that will in any way, shape, or form go against TPP, you're wrong. It's the gold standard. She supported it. And what'll happen? If Obama can't slam it through in the lame duck session, you know, another vote blue here, then Clinton will take it back and say, we need my people to take a hard review of this. They'll put a couple quotation marks, an apostrophe, maybe a comma, maybe a couple periods, maybe renumber a few sections, and come back and say, we've made it the gold standard again. Let's go ahead and do TPP. Can't make it up, folks. This is the way this shit works. If you're interested in seeing progress, your only shot is to really support Jill Stein and let the chips fall where they may. Be ready to play defensive politics for 4 years if we somehow or another are able to block the coronation. Because if we don't block the coronation, the left will be the bastard stepchildren. They'll be the crazy uncle at Thanksgiving. We will be relegated to nothingville. And they will absolutely say every critique we have is just more right-wing smear. There'll be no critical thought. There'll be no opposition. You'll be lumped in as a right-winger. And you'll hear the, what did you want, Donald Trump? I'm asking you all to think about what I'm saying. Just think about it. I'm not asking you to make a snap decision. November's still a bit away. But Jill Stein needs our help today. So, just consider what I'm saying. If the vote blues defend blue at all costs, where does that leave progress? It's not a pretty picture, folks. And a lot of dead people go along with that whole vote blue mindset. It's a cancer. This is Steve with Real Progressives, hoping that you take a step back and consider that sometimes in order to win, you have to lose. Have a great day.